I'm just happy we
10
could see
seconds
Marcy, because
remaining.
again, it's still a hero that's been first phase banned pretty often, but
5
teams are
seconds remaining.
starting to
Ban.
let it slip through.
I still want to see something like a Razor come together with this because obviously you've picked up the Pangolier on Execration's side, and because of that they've banned out the Bloodseeker, which means something like the Razor just becomes so much more effective. I think Marcy Razor is an insane lane if you're looking to pair those together, just because it's going to enable the static link so much. You're already attacking a good amount, so the sidekick's going to help you out as well. I think it'd be a really solid pick for Execration. Maybe just some of these bans are also leading me down that sort of route because, Mars, I doubt that Summit Gaming are going to want to pick that into a Pangolier anyway because it's one of the direct counters. So it's leading me to think it's just something that they want to have running at their offlane or whatever it may be.
Radiant team pick.
Okay, so Dawn Core then.
You get your Pango answer, I suppose, with the Fiend's Grip. Pretty decent laner as well with the Bane, but does leave you vulnerable. These are two supports that need to be playing the backline.
10 seconds remaining.
So I wonder if this hero is an Execration that they can just pick to collapse
5
onto
seconds
CZY
remaining.
and Trezam.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the exact item build for the Dawnbreaker figured out yet, right? It does feel like it's a little bit flexible whether you want to go down the route of the Ags, and it feels like if you're a core, you need to go like this Blink BKB shard sort of build, right? Where you're just able to constantly be
Radiant
brawling. So
team
in the off lane, I would probably think that they're going to go for the Blink BKB shard route just because, like you said, Lion and Bane, they're already sitting on the back line. You can't really be greedy on top of that and then have the Dawnbreaker farming in lane then looking to join with your ultimate unless you're picking like a really
Dire
aggressive
team
position
pick.
one, which
Oh,
I guess you could do, but you're not going to be able to puck into it. Okay. Dispose, I guess, just allowing you to get to stand there and launch out some more right clicks wouldn't be too horrible. I mean the
seconds
Lunar Blessing as
remaining.
well, combine that together with even a Pos 5 Marcy and Unleash, racks up the
5
damage pretty
seconds
damn quickly.
remaining.
I guess they were lacking the
Radiant
capability to
team
take
ban.
objectives as well. So now the Luna's definitely able to fulfill that, but it's a pretty decent Morphling game overall, leaning to a Pango Rubik. I don't think there's really much kill threat there. Maybe just like a shield crash fade bolt with him not expecting it, but
10
that's about
seconds
it. Like a lane
remaining.
that has one minus stun in a telekinesis.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, my worry is that this doesn't really solve that issue
Dire
of
team
like
ban.
how you making plays in the early game. How are you stopping this Luna from getting farmed, you know? It just feels like Morphling is way too passive. So Summit for mine needs something that's going to be able to create tempo on the map because right now they just don't have any of it.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah,
Dire team
whatever that
ban.
hero has to be, I'm still intrigued if it's going to be the Dawnbreaker mid or Dawnbreaker off lane, but I'm in agreement. It just needs to be someone to play very aggressive because could be lacking a lot of damage at the early stage as well. So for Summit, I mean, they do have the 24th pick, so they're going to hide the flexibility into last. We are looking, though, for...
10 seconds remaining.
We're looking for
Are
Bob's
both
hero?
teams wanting to Storm? Are both teams wanting to pick Storm Spirit
5
here? Because
seconds
like Queen of
remaining.
Pain's banned out,
Radiant
Nightstalker's
team
banned
pick.
out, Puck's banned out. There's very minimal stuns on the Execration side, so I think Summit Gaming really want to pick it. It's that aggressive hero that I've been talking
Dire
about.
team
I
pick.
don't know if you could do it as comfortably on Execration. I still think you could Storm, right? Into a Bat Rider, it's not terrible. You just buy the magic stick and you're going to be just fine.
Is that hero pickable?
Storm? Yeah. I think it's pickable. I just... Again, they need something that's going to
10
be able to lane
seconds
into this bat,
remaining.
and they need something that's going to create tempo. And I feel like when you've
5
got
seconds
such minimal
remaining.
stuns right now in Execration, it's going to be a bit of an issue. We will definitely see this Marcy look to play around the Bat Rider a lot, right? Like imagine just giving him 45% movement speed for 5 seconds just with the use of that rebound. It's pretty nuts.
Yep. Well, you're not going to pick Ember if you're going down a different route. Definitely not into the Bat Rider. So there's Void or Storm.
Yeah, Lash. That's the only thing I can really think of. You know, you put a bit more pressure on. Yeah.
You may
Wow.
now select your
I mean,
heroes.
it's more tower damage, right? And they were seriously lacking it. That's the only reason I was going down that route. And again, 4-second cooldown on the Lightning Storm. You're going to want to shove the lane out against a Bat Rider. you're a little bit faster in the early game in case Vincenzo does make that rotation through to Bob. And I think they just need to be very conscious of the fact that keep your TPs ready and be ready to TP to help that mid lane because it's Bob. You know he's going to dive on this Batrider, right? So can you be in place to be able to make the turnaround? You got to have that discussion now, just so that it's in everyone's mind from the very beginning.
Yeah, I think also the thing with the Leshrac is you could go like 3 points edict, and then whenever the Batrider is looking to dive, you have to be a little bit hesitant because there is a lot of damage that could come out, and then like you said, the potential rotation that is always, you know, as a question mark for Summit if they can bring one of the supports mid to help out with that dive, but. It's interesting from either side. But firstly, we do get another Marcy and a Dawnbreaker. But we get a Luna carrier, which is a hero we don't get to see too often anymore. Do you feel like Execration though have what it takes to win the series 2-0, or can Summit force this to a game 3?
I think Execration's execution is just ahead of Summit's right now. I am a little worried that, you know, again, outside of the Luna, there isn't really any tower push happening across any of their heroes unless Rubik's able to steal like Diabolic Edict, but still I just value their team fight overall. The Batrider pick also provides them with that little bit of an extra layer of lockdown that they needed, so yeah, I'm going to go with Execration. I got faith.
Yeah, I think the point you mentioned just about you feel like their execution is probably a little bit higher. I think that's going to be the scary thing for Summit to be able to overcome. You know, we have seen that they're a team that are able to get wins on the board. You know, of course, they took down TNC in the first series of Division 2 for the Summer Tour, but since then, I've been struggling a little bit. So,
Banks, ooh, he's got to get out. Run, boy.
Run, friend. Oh no, there's the slow, no. There's the nightmare. Mercury got first blood in game 1, and let's see if they can replicate that in game 2, and yes, sir, they will. But look at him, Tim Shake is like, come on, man. Again, you are going to feed away a kill over to my position 2, your mid matchup. So, like, what are you doing?
30 seconds to battle.
He even went for the cheeky play where he had the brown boots just to be able to run out to place that ward quicker, and he sold them at the secret shop. But yeah, still, of course, Dire takes so much less time for them to get to this top area. They were just able to cut him off in time. So maybe this is Summit doing their research, knowing that, well, this is a play that Shanks loves to do all the time.
Did you see that Bane's currently alone? Oh. Saw some awkward usages of the rebound in game 1. Hopefully Vincenzo's a little bit more practiced on this hero.
It's just so busted, man. It's so busted. How could this be a hero? Oh, it's
Nothing
way
wrong
too
with the
strong.
toolkit.
Way too strong.
No.
Oh, everything's wrong with the toolkit, man.
What do you mean?
It's something that I think only works really well in competitive Dota, when there's actually communication going on between people.
Yeah, I mean, even when you watch like really, really high pro level games, like you're looking at 9K average, 10K, and you're like, yeah, I can see, like, it looks good there, and I can just see how it would be so incredibly busted in a pro game.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous, right? And the one downside of the hero, it doesn't farm at all. So, well, Marcy actually using the rebound to get aggressive there, and Vincenzo might end up paying for his life. CZY being very patient from the tree line, looking to punish that. And this is what I was talking about, right? Marcy, very annoying, but if you're able to lock her down while she's got, you know, a few of those cooldowns in the earlier levels, then it'll work out really nicely for you.
And the read for Summit now should be that the only way Execration can really secure the range creep is off the back of Vincenzo kind of jumping in with rebound. Maybe once Palace gets level 2, of course, with the beam, he should be able to do so. But this next creep, let's see if they're going to get aggressive on it. No, of course, with how close it is to the tower. So a lot of damage onto Vincenzo, but he's got the Selv and 2 sets of Tangos.
Even just need to use the rebound to try and secure that other creep, but, well, Mercury is doing just fine in this lane. I don't know how that Split Earth missed, but he's obviously got the magic wand queued up to 16. I honestly, like, I think he hit it. If that was me, I'd be raging. But,
that's why he drew on the ground. I'm like, hang on. What just happened? I swear that hit. I'm so confused.
No.
All right, how's top looking at the moment?
The important thing is we've got some new cosmetics. That's the important thing in
Yes.
Dota.
Are we seeing them though in this game? That's
No, not yet, I don't think.
we were having a
Radiant's
quick
courier has
look
been
through the
killed.
chest before we got on our way. Looked like there was some pretty cool sets in there.
Witch Doctor's my favorite, by far. I remember,
You-
I think saw someone on Reddit actually said, I made this, and, you know, they could have very well been lying, but good job if that was actually true.
Bottom lane. Oh, Palace. Okay, that might actually be enough to keep him alive. Look at the movement speed. Palace is zooming through the tree line. Spike back up in a couple of seconds, and with the right click damage, Palace going to be able to disrupt this though. The last second beam giving Vincenzo the opportunity to retreat to the tower. Now, they're considering about diving Palace. Crush going to be awkward. Vincenzo jumps
Vincenzo.
back in. Hang on a second.
I don't know about that.
Oh no, now Palace is alone. CZY not going to have enough mana for the Earth Spike. It's got a stick charge, so he will have enough
Radiant's
shortly.
bottom tower is under attack.
Palace.
I mean, the important thing is he's just not farming on this Luna, right?
the
He's losing so
courier.
many creeps underneath this tower.
Oh, not the courier. Okay, he's got the items at least.
Radiant's
But yeah, you're right.
courier
Look
has
at all
been
the
killed.
creeps. Oh, and it's another wave.
I mean, Lion's nearly got more net worth than this Luna. Things not going well for Execration on this bottom side. I think, you know, Vincenzo just playing unnecessarily. He didn't need to rebound at that time.
It's definitely the one thing that Summer did very well in game one was just their side lanes in particular were very strong. Was able to find multiple kills off the back of that. Of course, they had very aggressive side lanes though, but we saw it kind of crumble afterwards. But at the moment, 3 kills, 2,000 net worth lead for the lads.
I always have to wonder as well, like, Hex actually got a pretty significant buff, I think, in 7.31D. 6 seconds less cooldown on Hex at level 1, which, you know, it's... I always talk about the value points, or bot side. Very nice dispose there.
Palace trying to turn around and pump out some damage. Only 1 point in the beam. Vincenzo's now is going to be the person in trouble. The right clicks. And they're going to be able to secure their 4th of the game here. So yeah, this bottom lane is really not going how Execration would be hoping.
It's all them stuns, man. I'm telling you, this is might be the answer to the Marcy that people are hoping for, whether it be the Lion or Shadow Shaman or just something that's able to lock her down while she's trying to play this aggressive role. I also do think that Luna probably isn't the best pairing together with the Marcy, but it's, you know, proving to work out pretty well so far, this Lion answer.
We do see Trezam's done a very good job to be able to block the hard and the ancient camp. So not going to be too many stacks at the moment for Palace to be able to catch up. They're also converging on Bob's location. Mercury with the level 6, this should be plenty of damage to get rid of the Bat Rider. Yeah, they read that instantly like, alright, no point continuing with the TP. And this is with the catapult still as well, so this tower's going to take a bit of
Radiant's middle tower
damage.
is under attack.
Yeah, look at Trezam. I really like his positioning as well. He immediately walks towards where Shanks might be looking to connect because he saw that he was TPing in and cancelled it. So it will delay his joining of this lane a little bit. It means that it's not quite as easy to clear out these
Bottom lane,
creeps.
Palace.
See a few more, and it's another kill.
Disappointment right about now.
Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Summon off to a flying start in these lanes, and I was really the only one lane that's looking good is, well, somewhat good is top on Tino, but Unknown still got more net worth, and Morphling is not the greatest laning hero.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the important thing, at least for Tino, is that he's getting the experience. You might just say the same of the Morphling, right? But we've seen how important it is for Pango to get that nice early Rolling Thunder and convert that into a couple of kills, especially considering he's got that Urn of Shadows. So going up against the Morphling, he's the one that he's going to be looking to find pretty consistently.
We were mentioning that Bob is a very aggressive person, and very comfortable in the Bat Rider, and often in a lot of matchups we just see him constantly diving onto towers. Well, this is a game where we didn't see that be the case. Bob, 2 deaths for him so far. Mercury had a very free lane, and this is really going to slow down Bat Rider's game now. He's very low in regards to the net worth. Might be able to connect Shazam. Kind of locked inside the tree line here. Yeah, with Bob showing up, this should finally be the first kill for Execration.
Well,
It's gonna come at a cost, though. Yeah, looks like they do get it. It was very close to being denied. We do see Vincenzo go down at the bottom side of the map. Dude, CZY is already level 5. My lord.
I have to wonder how much of that that situation with the mid lane and the Bat Rider is due to the Leshrac change as well. With the Lightning Storm now hitting 5 units instead of 4, it means that every single creep wave you're able to consistently just not only harass the enemy hero, but also hit the entire creep wave, right? So it means that Bob isn't able to get quite as aggressive, and you know, maybe this will be the big answer, I suppose, to the Bat Rider and
don't do it. Trezam, don't do it. He's trying to get the D ward. They've got the Dawnbreaker showing up as well as CZY, so they're early level 6 on Crush. They just surround the Rubik under the tower. Now they can chase down Vincenzo off to the right side, but Bob, he's looking to hit back. Plenty of sticky napalm stacks onto the Bane, so Bob but at least get another kill into the Execration lineup, but it does come at quite the cost.
At least Palos is able to farm now. That is the one silver lining of all this situation happening. Of course, Dawnbreaker making the rotation through with her ultimate just gives him a couple of creep waves, and he needs it. They're already 4k net worth down at the 8-minute mark.
Trying to see any stacks. Yeah, they've literally got none in the jungle. It's just one at the hard that Bat Rider's already claimed. So this is not going to be a fun game for Palos to be able to catch up on. But Luna is a hero that can definitely do so with quite ease. Pretty much reliant on a lot of levels. Just more points in the glaives, more points in the blessing. But it might be a game where Execration going to put a lot of emphasis on the Spirit Vessel timing out for the Pangolier, which should be pretty shortly, and Bob's Boots of Travel. And then once they're able to get these, maybe they can start to be a little bit more proactive on the map.
Jensen just walking around, not even using the sidekick to help Palos farm, so he has to be a little bit careful. He's farming right underneath this dire Observer Ward, as well. At least they're able to get a kill in response, but this is the smoke I was talking about. You've got the Lion and the Leshrac here, and yep.
Easy kill, beautifully set up. CZY and Mercury just moving freely into the jungle, like you said, under the cover of the smoke, and Palos continuing to be shut down in this game.
Honestly, even the Dire Triangle isn't a safe haven anymore. It's actually really important that Summit were able to get this early mid-tier 1 tower, because what that actually enables for the Dire is so many more smoke angles, right? Now you can actually smoke through the Radiant jungle and go up towards that triangle area. Previously, if the tower's there, it's going to break that smoke vision every single time. So it might mean that if Luna isn't showing on the bottom side, if she's not showing in lane, you almost guaranteed know, even without this observer that they've got in the triangle now, that that's exactly where she needs to be farming.
Mass TP's bottom. Tino might just get in range to cancel the TP, but unable to be able to do so. And now they're going to turn to Crush next. Tino gets a first stun into the bounce back. That's a really big kill for them to find. They're going to be cautious though. Dire playing on the higher ground. Mercury's still nearby. He's able to connect straight back to bottom off the back of the haste room. But Tino gets some distance. I don't think it's going to matter though. Well, the Mercury doesn't have a lot of mana to play with.
Got the haste.
Relying on the bottle sips, but he can chase him down, especially with the Edict damage already maxed out. And now they know that a lot of Execration's hero, they TP'd bottom, so there's not going to be an escape. Bob will have his own TP up in a couple of seconds thanks to the Boots of Travel.
I was about to say, do they even want to escape?
Oh, that was way too close.
It's another tower going down. Just more space being created for this Morphling.
Dragonlance completed for Unknown. Level 10 as well. Had a incredible lane. And they're gonna... Bob's dead as soon as he enters. Trezam, instant use of the Fiends group. Unknown's gonna be nearby to be able to pump into the damage of the Bat Rider. And that's a streak as well. Unknown 359 gold injected into the bank.
Oh man, these things are going amazingly for them right now. They'll see maybe in 10 seconds this observer would go away as Tino and Vincenzo, all of their movements completely scouted out. Means that Unknown can play super safe. There's no way in the world that he should be getting caught out here.
Oh, they run into Palos. It's close to the T2 tower. I don't think these heroes are going to have the damage. Nice sidestep of the last swipe. Maybe they've stepped over the boundary now. Look at Bob tipping to the back line. They're going to aim Crush instead. Bob might be forced to lasso, though the perfect placement. The Flame Break is going to push him closer to Execration. And Tino's the one to swipe the kill. And that's another big kill now because you get some more Spirit Vessel charges, which can very much help out at killing the aggressive plays that we're going to see out of the Leshrac. They did smoke under ward, though. Oof.
They smoked under a ward, and again, my issue is with this smoke is that you might be able to kill someone, right? But what does it actually achieve? Palos has got this Mask of Madness, but none of these heroes that you're using this smoke for are going to be able to convert something into a tower push. Also, look at all the creep waves. They're super far pushed in, so the fact that you're not farming on this safe side of the map means that Summit know exactly where you are, and they're going to be able to rotate back towards their own triangle, and you can just see the supports playing around the stairs as well. So, yeah, they're rattled a little bit on Execration.
For Summit, I mean, they're the ones that, with these items, are going to be difficult to kill. So the fact that Execration are rattled maybe can struggle with how they can execute some of these fights. We mentioned they're a team that are very good at executing in regards to some of the other Division 2 teams, but the early game just hasn't gone the way they were hoping for, and now you're putting a lot of emphasis on Palace being able to catch back up. So it's just, for me, I'm just looking at Execration and how they can protect this triangle.
Yeah, I mean, they need to do it by playing in dangerous spots themselves, right? Like, they just need to take attention away as much as possible, probably playing around the top side as much as they can, just because that's the space that Palos can most comfortably look to then join in if the team fight does go really well in their favor.
And Caesar has a blink. It's not even 14 minutes in. This guy is giga farmed. What is this? That's such a big item for them now. Shanks? Down bottom, though, who they've been able to catch up. It's Bob. There we go. There's the blink reveal. And meanwhile, Mercure and Truzam, they're still trying to part their way into Radiant's jungle. And they'll catch Shanks on the Rubik, and they're not done. Truzam setting up on Tino top. Has a Nightmare, the Fiend script to play with. Tino trying to duck into the tree line. They've got the ward, though, so Truzam has got the cast range. He does. Oh, no. They're trying to make their way top. It's just Crush nearby, but the damage should be enough to secure the kill before Vincenzo jumps in, and we might have just jumped into his own grave. Vincenzo tries to turn it back around, doesn't have the sidekick for the lifesteal. Now Bob's got a TP top as well, but lost the creep or cancelled it in the end. Regardless, Summit continuing to snowball this second game.
Yeah, just all the lanes super far pushed in. It almost feels like they just can't move anywhere. I think maybe once Palos gets into this Dragonlance, actually it's going to be beforehand, still only 50 gold away, but they're feeling like they need to make some kind of aggressive play happen. They need to connect a tower push. I mean, it's going to be the Marcy doing it. Never mind, actually. It's Palos just breaking the smoke to be able to farm this one out. But you need to connect a smoke gank into a tower push. You've got no map control right now on Execration. Maybe they'll get Crush.
That's a big kill. There are a couple of heroes on Dire nearby. They might be able to revenge Crush. They might not even get him, though. Hang on a second. Crush is going to tick out. They get the kill in the end. Bob tries to fly down to the low ground, but there we go. Summit avenge the death of the Dawnbreaker and make it a 2-for-1. And again, Execration, these smokes are just not working out.
I mean, where were the boys? That's the question, right? Vincenzo, he's a support, and he was spending his time farming in the lane. Don't really need anything as a Marcy. Like, he's gotten all of these value items that he needs so far. The raindrops, the wand, the tranquil boots. You can maybe understand the Pango just because they are lacking that instant lockdown, so they want to be able to take out the Morphling or the Leshrac with some chain stuns, but it's going to be rough. At least they're pushing together with this siege creep, though. And, well, by the time they're hitting into the tower, Dawnbreaker ult is going to be available, so Crush TPing to the bottom side, just going to be ready to contest this.
Summit freshly placed lane ward as well, so they are well aware of at least 3 heroes top. They don't know about Vincenzo's positioning, but looks like they're happy with just giving up the T1 tower. So this is...
It's a tier 1 at 16.5 minutes. I think you're okay on Summit with this, right? Like, you've made so much space, you've been playing amazingly so far, And really, what you're playing to is the BKB on Unknown. He's very, very close to picking it up.
Oh,
so
bot mid lane.
like
They were just baiting the Kree wave at the front of the T2 tower. CZY and Mercury pounce instantly. There's a Batrider jumps, and meanwhile, top lane as well. They caught out Palos. Trezam was stalking the Luna, just waiting for Palos to retreat away as Tino is too late to offer some assistance with the Rolling Thunder. They're not even done. Who else have they ran into? Vincenzo as well on the high ground. Oh, okay. Nice jump away from Vincenzo, but there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. Another hero put in the feed. A Summit. 21 kills, 17 minutes in. They say Shakes. They're going to make it a fourth. Oh, what a stun from CZY. Clips him in the tree line. Unknown. Swings on over. Killing spree for the Morphling. This is just continuing to go bad to worse.
And CZY and Trezam are just baiting amazingly, right? Constantly playing off the map, playing in the trees, making sure that you've got a a core with kill potential there to be able to connect together with you. Of course, even a Lion on his own has that kill potential as long as the Dawnbreaker has her ultimate. So it's either that or playing around the Leshrac, just allowing this Morphling to farm. And again, really all they were waiting for was Morphling to have that BKB. I believe he's got the Dragonlance again coming back out to him now, so they're just going to go into Roche.
Why not? Rolling Thunder is back up.
They do have the Blink Dagger on the Pango, so this would be a big fight for Tino if he's able to get in there in time.
It's going to... Fiend's Grip's on cooldown as well, I suppose, so... Maybe a bit of a window for Tino to have some impact with the Rolling Thunder.
Well, doesn't look like they're too keen to. They're going to take way too long to contest into this. Even despite having that Observer Ward up to the right-hand side of the Roche pit. They saw them walking on into it, maybe trying to bait someone out as they slowly join the lane.
Jump into lane.
CZY!
This is a huge pick if they can get rid of Tino at the start, and they will do so with ease. But Bob, he's going to jump in the middle, but where's the damage? There's nothing. Okay, hang on, Palos. Dropping the Eclipse. The Fiend Script instantly going to be cancelled off, but it will not matter as Summit just swarm one after another. Execration are crumbling as Palos trying to juke to the northern side, but there is nowhere to hide as Unknown finds a triple. 6-0 and 3. This Morphling continues to be flawless in this second game.
Man, he was so close to having that BKB as well on the Luna. That's actually a completely different fight if he's able to just stand there and team fight, but just doesn't have that luxury. Again, CZY, some nuts clicking, let's say it, right? Like, the initial hero that broke the smoke was the Batrider, and then when he blinks in and was looking to try and get the Hex in onto him, it was just someone else that was actually there, instantly hexing them up, and it ends up being probably the more important hero for the team fight in Tino.
Can you see a way back in for Execration? I'm struggling to come up with one.
Oh, sorry, I'm just seeing Luna maybe getting caught out here again. It's just scaring, looking to get some TPs up. I mean, for me, the only way you're going to do it is if Luna's there with her BKB. I don't even know if you can look to wait out the Aegis, though. I feel like you're just going to lose way too much map control. Unknown can now play much more aggressively, considering the item lead and the net worth lead that he's got. So you're just going to look to take every single outer tower now. I think that's the main goal for Summit, and I don't think they're going to be able to get anything in response. They might catch out Mercury, but it'd be out of luck, basically.
He's getting closer to the rest of the team, though. Might be a bit too late with the jump. Oh, he's going to run back up the high ground. Okay, this is perfect. He's pretty tanky if he can get the Eternal Shroud off, but they'll make sure that is not an opportunity. It's nicely done. They don't commit too heavily. I guess unleash the biggest cooldown. Might reveal... It's probably... Oh, hold that thought is Summit. Smoking, trying to wrap around. CZY's going to jump. Instant use of the Solar Gunner. They just blow up Shanks. There's going to be no Rubik for the fight. No Batrider as well as Trezam. Fiend's Grip is out. Marcy. A third death as there's no remorse on Summit. They are playing minimal mistakes from them. Just instantly converting on... Oh my god, that was a lot of damage.
I actually don't know how that works. I'm not really a Morphling player, but do you think it works kind of like you launch out the adaptive strike, and then if you like more into Agi when it's out there, it actually does more damage.
Oh, I don't know.
Because that was a long boy. That was a long adaptive strike.
I was very surprised how much damage it did. I was just gonna be like, yeah, he's gonna get away, but still a successful team fight. All of a sudden, they did just lose a fourth, and oh boy, continuing to get really, really bad for the lads on Execration. Crush about to have a Blink Dagger as well, so you were mentioning kind of the item route for the offlane Dawnbreaker, and it's looking pretty spot on. Crush.
Might get caught out here, but again, he's got the
everywhere.
BKB available.
CZY and Trezam, they're always nearby to be able to offensive assistance. Nightmetric delaying the damage. The BKB now from Crush is going to protect him, and with Mercury showing up with the Arcane Rune, they're going to try and turn this back around, but what? The Edict damage just rips apart the Pinkley through the Rolling Thunder. And now they can turn their attention over to Shanks, trying to evade through the higher ground, but the first slow is out, and the rest of the Summit easily divert their attention over to Rubik.
Could probably just look to hit it into this tier 2 tower. It's low enough. They've got the damage to be able to do it. And they don't have a glyph either. So yeah, by all means, just push up into this high ground. Look to take not only the outer towers, but Morphling, he's still got 30 seconds left on that Aegis. So I was talking about the importance of
Crush.
that BKB timing, and that's why.
They're in tier 4 towers. Who gives a damn? No respect needed.
Yeah, the Edict damage ended up doing a good amount to the Pango. It was actually just Morphling standing there and right-clicking him that ended up killing off Tino in that previous engagement, even inside the Rolling Thunder. Just trying to shove lanes out as much as possible, but look at that. Anyone shows on the map, and instantly, both supports making the rotation through. They even fortify the creep wave to try and chase down Bob. Let's see if they can catch him. CZY doesn't have a wall.
Oh, we got the Hex
I
still.
was about to say it's off point.
Lee's got the Hex from CZY. The rest of Radiant is starting to move bottom, but they will... But they've got the high ground advantage. Crush runs straight to the Eclipse as well, so they're going to have an opportunity for the BKB. Nightmetric at the last second. Toss away, but it will not matter. There we go. They get the kill. But they've got nothing at all in the arsenal to continue with this secondary fight as Mercury lands another double stun as Execration will call it quits 24 minutes in. As Unknown drops the GG well played as well. Oh boy. What a game.
Now, I was coming home from my birthday festivities in Game 1, but just from the little snippets that I saw, that was a completely different Summit that we saw, and it was probably a different Execration as well, right? Like, what did you see as the big differences?
Their lineup was just much better to execute. I think that's a big thing. Like their lanes in Game 1 went very well, but they didn't have a lineup that was able to, like, if you made one mistake, the game was pretty much over. And that's really what we saw in Game 1. This game, well, they didn't even make mistakes. That's a big thing. Like, there were just very, very few mistakes that got made from Summit.
Yeah, it did feel like, I said it during the draft, right? There's so few heroes that have the ability to push towers. On Execration, it's only the Luna. So if you make sure Luna doesn't have an early game, you're just going to be playing on the enemy side of the map the entire time. Because it's not like they've got a Beastmaster. It's not like they've got a Leshrac. It's not like they've got, you know, all these different heroes that are capable of layering in this high amount of damage into a tower if you just ignore one of the lanes. It was actually the opposite story for Summit. Yeah, they didn't have the greatest tower pushes, but Morphling can push a tower, and of course, we know how effective a Leshrac is at doing it as well, especially if it's a Leshrac on Dire. Just around that tier 1 tower, you can hide within the cover of the tree line, be very safe outside of any clear cliff wards, and yeah, I think Summit, particularly the supports, just executed that to perfection.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be exciting to see overall how Game 3's draft is able to shape up. We saw the Marcy didn't go in Summit's favor, didn't go in Execration's favor, but overall it was just a night and day difference. You know, both Game 1, Summit didn't look good. Game 2, Execration didn't look good. So sure, this puts us in store for a exciting Game 3 where both teams are battling out blow for blow, but at least for our first series of the night, we are tied 1-1 going to the Game 3 decider. We'll see you guys after the break.